Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here on Riverview Farm. This is a new mod map out by CavalierRoy and Monkey Show Modding, 314.22 megabytes to download. No required mods, which is nice. Apologies for the delay in posting this. For some reason, PlayStation Network decided to have a day off yesterday. I did all my prep on Friday night. This map dropped on Friday with the mods. And I did all my prep, got everything ready. Thought I'd get up Saturday morning, do the map tour. No, PlayStation Network was down. Couldn't do anything. So we're here now. It's all good. We start at the main vehicle shop and workshop. Vehicle shop trigger is just there. Workshop trigger is around the back, and this is also the reset point for the map. Talking of the map, it looks like this. So we start here at the vehicle shop. Here is our map. We start with on New Farmer, and I'm on New Farmer, and I've said this on all the map tours I've done so far, because things are a little bit different now, and you can tweak your New Farmer farm management start from scratch settings. I leave them as they are, standard, and I do my slot counts based on that. So we'll talk about slot count when we get to the farm. But what do we start with on New Farmer? If we go across the top to Farmlands, we do start with this main farm up here. And we start with these fields. We start with this main farm area here. And this is all part of this kind of plot here. And these couple here. But that's it. Now, as far as field prices go, they're, I guess, about what you would expect. 634 grand for the size of them. There's a lot of forestry around the map. Pretty much every piece of the map can be purchased. Some of these sections are expensive. Now, there are a couple of bits that you've got to be careful of. Like this one here, some of these are a bit more expensive. Obviously, 1.4 million gets you all this forestry area all the way up here. We've got a section here, and this is the other thing you've got to be careful of. So there's a couple of numbers right on top of each other. This one here, 51, if I click on that, that does all of this area around the outside, not the farm, although the number is on the farm, but there is another number for the farm price. But anyway, that being said, so all these forestry areas can be purchased, including the waterway that runs all the way around. And if we click on this here, he says, there we go, that comes up with plot 63, is it? Yeah, Farmland 63, 3,179,184 to buy all the waterways. Now, I thought immediately, oh, that's pretty cool, because there's that new cargo ship mod. I wonder if it would work on here. So I tried it. It doesn't. I couldn't get it to work anywhere. In the water, it sat too low, like it was sunk. If you came up to the banks anywhere, it said you didn't own the land. So I just thought I'd try it. Anyway, it was one of those kind of random things. Nothing really specific to do with the map, but I just thought I would give it a go. So anyway, that's the map. We've got a little bit to get around as we go. Some of the other farms that are available, you need to purchase the land. I have taken the liberty of already putting money in. I'm on New Farmer. You start with 100,000, or you can scale that up to 1 million if you want to. But I put some extra money in just to help out. And what I'm going to do now, before we go round, I'm going to buy the plots we need to buy. So we've got this plot here, plot 56. Buy that for 117,840. So let's buy that plot. We come down to here. We've got this plot here, plot 60. We're going to buy that. Those triggers come up. And then we've got this one here. Now, this again, you kind of have to be a little bit careful. This plot here buys all of that. And then that number there buys the bit around it. I'm not sure why that number's not on that plot, but it's a minor thing. But this is the plot you need to buy just here. Now, a lot of the plots that have got factories and stuff on, if I click on that one, it buys all the bit around it, but doesn't buy. So a lot of the plots with factories, you can't actually buy the land the factories are on. Again, just something to be aware of. And the biogas plant, which is all the way over here, this little plot here, there, 59, buys this little square, and that's got the 2 silage clamps for the biogas plant on. So if you want to buy that, you can. And then if you want to remove those silage clamps and put different ones in, you can. The land around it is available for purchase, but as you see, the biogas plant plot doesn't come up for purchase. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get myself a vehicle for scooting around the map, and we'll start heading around. I'm also going to build mode. I'll show you stuff in the build mode, and there's some stuff under vehicles we need to look at too. There are 25 collectibles. Contracts are available. The various different contracts. If we go down to, you'll see there, bale wrapping, deadwood, harvesting, spraying, and wood transport. So those, I know we always had that thing that when Silverrun Forest came out, and you could do the deadwood, wood transport, that kind of thing. That never carried over into onto modded maps, but that seems to be the case now. It's a base game thing, and it seems that all the maps we've had coming out so far, they are all available under contracts. I will continually check it when I do map tours, but it might get to a point where that becomes just, it is a thing, they will always be available, and we haven't got to worry. So there are no NPCs on the map. There's no locations for NPCs, though what they are coming up here on the contracts as the people you're doing the contracts for. There's no locations to go and visit them or anything like that, not that I've encountered. Anyway, so we come out of here and we go into our build mode. So we start at the top here. Under sheds, we do have, down there, we've got a shelter with back wall, which is a Riverview mod. Come down to our factories. Now, the factories are an interesting one. There's a lot of modded factories put in. I'm not going to buy all the factories as we go around, but the factories do have some additional inputs and things you can make. Not all of them, but some of them. If we come a bit further down, you'll see these are all the same Riverview mod, including this one here, which is the farm productions. You can do almost everything on that, and we do start with that up at the main farm. But there's a whole load there to choose from. If we go from there to our animals, we do have some additional pens, and the pens have some rather large capacities. So see there, that one says 500, that one says 300, 500, 2,000, and 1,000. So the capacities have been changed compared to the standard ones. That is the same for cows, pigs, sheep, and chickens have all had their numbers tweaked. Go down to pigs, there you go, so the pigs are there, 1,000, 2,000, 275, so they have been tweaked somewhat, but still be careful with the cow ones, because some of them are pasture pens, but they are breeding pens, they don't produce milk, some of them, so you still have to be careful of that fact. Again, we come down here to our sheep, 500, 260, was that 260, 1,000, 2,000, and then what was the last one? Chickens, just down here, 500, 360 and 2,000. So again, something to be aware of. If we come down from there to our fences, I think right at the very bottom we've got hedges. Now hedges are cuttable with a chainsaw. I need to buy a chainsaw, so I must remember to do that. So hedges have been added in here, and it does say in the description that any of the land around the main roadways, once you own the land, you can remove hedges and fences. So if they're not cuttable, they can be removed. Now it does say amount around the main roads, because I tried to remove a wall up at the main farm and it wouldn't let me. So I'm assuming it's just so that if you are building something off the main roads in a field, you can clear a little space for an entranceway into it, or exit, I suppose, depends how you look at it, onto there. We go back into our build modes, because that wasn't all. There was nothing under decoration or anything, but if we come down to here, go across to our painting textures, we've got a load of extra textures thrown in here compared to base game standard stuff. So there's a whole load of extra textures thrown in there. There was nothing under plants, nothing under trees. Whew. Okay, let me grab a vehicle and let's get around the map. I nearly did it again, didn't I? If we go into this menu, come down to here, mods and DLCs added in. We have got a fuel tanker, we've got these two tankers here, and these add in some of the extra things you can do on the map. We've got methane on there as well, so these have been modified and added in under the Riverview mod. Main colour and rim colour can be changed, not capacities themselves. Capacities stay the same, but they have been tweaked. And the other thing I was going to do was show you the actually in this menu, if we come down to here, so what we start with, because we own the land, on farm management start from scratch, you'll need to buy the land, but that farm production building will be there. And like I said, I'm not going to go through all of it while we're there. But if you look at the incoming materials and then outgoing products, wowzers. So we've got recipes there for diesel, digestate, 3 different recipes, electric charge, hay, herbicide, lime, liquid fertilizer, manure, mineral feed, pig food seeds, silage, 3 recipes. Silage additive, slurry, solid fertilizer, sugar beet cut, and total mix ration. So if we go down to the bottom now, you see one total mix ration recipe. So this farm production will do pretty much anything. If we come back across there and go up and across, this shows the ones that are available. Now, this was what I was going to say. I'm not going to buy them as we go around, but we'll quickly look in here. I'm not deep diving. This is not necessarily a mod review of these, but just to show you that under the bakery, we've got our bread recipes, but that bread recipe doesn't say flour. That top one says dough, and I like that. I think that's brilliant. I don't know why the main bakeries don't do this, but we can make brioche. We've got a couple of cake recipes, cookies, and then the dough recipe. So the dough recipe, like dough, requires flour, eggs, milk, and yeast to make the dough, then the dough to make the bread. I think that's brilliant. Donuts, pancakes, pizza, sandwiches, and waffles. Love that for the bakery. That is incredibly cool. The biogas plant in there. Then we've got carpentry, which I think is standard. Furniture planks long, furniture planks, furniture wood. Cement factory stays pretty much as it is. I think it might be some tweaks, are there, with the recipes? Cereal factory, chocolate, long grain rice, raisins, and rice. The Cooper, again, I think stays as it was. The dairy is an interesting one because we have got down here added in on this. We've got soy milk and yogurt can be done. The grain mill has had some extra ones thrown in, so we have got down here. Was soy flour different? I thought this had corn flour. There we go, corn flour. Is that different to standard? My mind is failing me. Great processing unit stays the same. Oil mill, we've got a soybean oil thrown in here as well. So our usual ones, and we've got our rice oils, but soybean oil has been added. Paper factory stays the same. Piano manufacturer is in here. Potato processing, I think, remains the same pretty much. I think the same for the preserved food. Sawmill, the wood miser. So the sawmill wood miser normally just does, if I've got this the right way around, the standard one doesn't do prefab walls. This one does. I think that's the right way around. Soup factory in there, and then spinnery. Sugar mill. So the sugar mill is where you get your yeast from. That gives you yeast. That gives you yeast. Yeah, there you go. So you're getting yeast from each one. That's interesting. Sugar beet sugar. That's showing sugar cubes. That's showing yeast. But all 3 recipes do give you yeast. So if you need the yeast for doing your dough and stuff, that's where you get your yeast from. And now Tailor Shop, I think, is pretty much standard now. Something I didn't think to check, which I probably should. This is taking a look. There's so much added in, and that's the thing now with maps. I think they are going to take a lot longer to do. I just want to double check in here under things like pallets. No, that seems standard. I just wanted to see whether or not things like a yeast pallet had been added in under here. Big pallets, I don't think they have. Miscellaneous, not that I'm aware of. Anyway, we're going to get around the map now. Takes a while. So, we can do a strange loop round. I'll do as I always do. I'll show you on the map where we are as we go. We've got sort of the main village as we come in. So, cereal factory is on our right. Just there. As we come into... Oh, I've done the wrong side of the road. Whoa! We're in the UK now. Get on the right side of the road. To the right, this building here is the soup factory. To our left, we've got a gas station. There's our soup factory just there. Come a little bit further round, we have got carpentry to our right. We've got spinnery to our left. But some of these buildings are custom as well. And then we've got tailors as we come further round. I like this one, which is very cool. Lilos. Nice. Right, back round, and then we're going to head... I've done it again. It's because I'm playing on Riverbend Springs, is my Let's Play. Of course, so used to being on the other side of the road. Right, let's turn down here. Onto the little island. Now this is making a return. This has been ported over by CavalierRoy. It has changed quite a lot actually. I often say that when maps get ported over. When I started driving around my brain, I'm thinking, I'm sure I've done a map tour on this before. But it has definitely changed. And again, I always do the whole, it seems sharper and cleaner and crisper and the graphics seem better. And that will come with the game anyway, and the fact I've got performance mode on and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely think it does. You know, not that it was cartoony before. Piano manufacture is just there. And we have got a farm shop just here, sell point. And that is a farm shop, not the new farmers market. Then behind that we've got a debris crusher, which is just there. So back to our map. So we started here at the vehicle shop, we've driven round here, gone round this loop, taking those. We've come back around, crossed over to the island. There's nothing else on here. You can buy all of that bit if you want to. Oh, that is all part of 63, so it does all the waterway and the island as well. There we go. I thought it just did the waterway. That's pretty cool. So we come back off the island. But the fact you can purchase it. So I'm wondering as well, like with that, like I say, I know it's not part of this map or the map tour itself, but that cargo ship sell point, I'm wondering if you need to sharpen off the edges of riverbanks or something, actually put a dock or something that can line up against it. Just didn't want to know. So it was one of those things. I thought, oh, look at all this water. It's going to be really cool. I'll give it a go. But it is what it is. Back out of the town, village. Come, people. I ain't got all day. This car is rapid. It does make map tours a little bit easier. It's nice going a little bit faster than the pickups used to. So following the countryside around. Alongside the river. We are going to go past the turning we need because the turning coming up takes us up to the start farm. But just for the way I've worked out my route round, I realised as I was doing my route round that I'd missed a place, so we'll go around to here. Quite mountainous to our left. But to our right we have got the farmers market. So there's your farmers market sell point. It does say in the description, most if not all of the base game sell points are in, but like I say, some of them are the modded versions, so they are there. So next turning back this way. Heading out into the countryside. And lovely and lush it is too. Oh yes, I must get a chainsaw. That field, I don't think, do we own that field? We do, but I couldn't remove the building. All the buildings can be removed as well, actually. We'll talk about slot count. I can sell it. That's weird. Why did I... Oh, I know why. It's alright. Haha. I did my testing. Right. Barns and buildings at the main farm. Like I said, all of this can be removed if you want to. So if you don't want certain buildings or you don't want any of them, you can remove them. Because on all three game modes, all the buildings are here. So, new farmer, which I'm on, slot count is 1,341. On farm management start from scratch, it's 1,217. Comes down a fair chunk. Difference being, you don't have any of the vehicles, machinery, or equipment. Like I said, the buildings and stuff are all still here, and they are on the other farms as well. So I went round and removed all of them. I got the slot count down to 1,039. So you can probably get it lower. But that's what I got it down to by removing some of the buildings and equipment, etc. So in here, we've got two tractors. We've got a Deutz and a Massey. In there, we've got the little lorry. I do like that. It's a cool mod. Get around to that in just a moment. If we turn up here, we've got, first of our cow barns, pens. That does have a manure heap straight ahead of us. But this one here, we have got 30 out of 1,198 potential cows in there. Nice big pasture and open. Got a little shed there with some equipment in it with a front loader. Then we come up around the back. It is funny as you're going around doing the map tour, I start making my notes. And it happens a lot. And as I'm going around, I start thinking, wow, this seems really familiar. And then you go a bit further and think, yep, I've definitely done a map tour on here before. But I do think it feels, I don't know if there are more trees. There's a lot of forestry. This is that farm productions. And like I said, I'm not going to go through and read everything out again. It's all in here, but this is the production that does almost anything you need. But again, if you don't want it, you can remove it. If you think it's cheaty or however you feel about it. We've got a compactor just there, and we have got a silage clamp. So a big old silage clamp here. We've got a Farmer 500 silo? No, 800. Farmer 800 silo at this farm. 800,000 litres, that's the base game one, not a modded one. So that'll hold 800,000 litres. And then we've got a bit of equipment here. We've got a bale trailer and we've got a forage wagon under this large shelter. Again, can be removed should you wish to. Whizzing round. I have to say that PlayStation Network being down yesterday was the longest the PlayStation Network had been down since the debacle of 2010, 11. When it went down that time, PlayStation Network was hacked, and they shut down PlayStation Network for a month while they sorted it all out. So when it went down yesterday, and it was hour after hour after hour, and sort of 5-6 hours went to 8-9 hours, then it was into 10, 11, 12. Then it carried on. I think it was 22 hours in the end, something like that. It was down for, and then my brain was like, okay, if this is the same as it was last time, I don't know what I'm going to do. You go into absolute panic mode. Anyway, fertilizer and lime spreader, baler just over there. We've got lots of we've got one of each of the refillable tanks. So this is our seed and mineral feed that can be refilled ourselves. We've got one over there. One is for liquid fertilizer, one is for solid fertilizer. I think there's one, is it liquid fertilizer and herbicide? Let me just double check. Herbicide and liquid fertilizer in this one. So again, refillable should you wish. Bale and pallet storage, 250 items. We've got mowing equipment and cultivator just there. Harvester and feed mixer just there. We come up to here. We have got, now all of the animals have got feed in them at the moment. So chickens here, this week we've got 35 out of 2,005 that can be held in here. So we do have some already, and we do already start with some eggs, which is a nice bonus. Then up on the hillside, just around the back here, we have got the farmhouse. That's a good point, actually. Did I check? I'm sure I did farmhouses when I checked. Yeah, there's not a modded one in here. If we jump over the wall here, there's our farmhouse with our sleep trigger and our wardrobe trigger just here, tucked up round the back. So we had cows over there, chickens here. We've got another cow pen just here, as you can see. We'll get around to that in a minute with the manure heap just there. The next cow pen holds, got it written down somewhere. Where's I write it down? 20, I think, out of 1,191. Large shed space just there, and in this end bit we have got a workshop trigger. So as well as down at the main store, we've got one here. Trigger around the sides here. Again, nice large pen pasture. Yeah, 20 out of 1,191 cows in there. And again, they do start with feed. If you look bottom right, you'll see all the information there. So we are producing milk already. And I have got a meadow with meadow grass in it too. All very lovely. So we come around the back here. Fuel tank just there. Plough, tedder and windrower, and the last of the refillable tanks just here. There you go. That's for our lime and solid fertilizer. So if we go back to our map, we've been all around all of this. I'll say all of that can be removed if you wish, and you can get the slot count right down. So what we're going to do now, come down to this turning. We're going to follow all this way down here, do this bit, and then the plots that I've already purchased, we'll go and have a look at those. and we'll get around the map. And like I said, when we get to, there's like an industrial park, industrial area. I'm not buying. It's a nice feature. I said that with. Oh, hang on, just remembered. It's a nice feature of 25 that I like. The fact it shows what's available with regard to productions. You can have a look at the productions without having to buy them. Oh, there wasn't anything in there, was there? Whereas on previous versions, especially doing map tours, you had to buy them to see what they had in them. So I like the fact that's on there. We've got a bit of a drive, but we can take in some of the landscape as we go, and hopefully I won't crash into anything. I've just remembered what I didn't do. Bear with me. I've taken the liberty of buying the field to my right. I thought I would go up to the main farm, but as soon as we're right here, if we look in there, you see there's a post. We get a chainsaw, like that. Do this. Drop that down. I've said this many times before. I think it was Alien Jim that first introduced this concept, wasn't it? Cut the post. There you go. Removes the section. You can do that all the way along if you want to. And then you can throw this into a wood chipper or whatever you want to do. You can get a little bit lower down, and then you can remove the stump as you would do with the tree stump. But as far as fence removal, if you decide you want a bigger gateway, or you just want a gap, or you're trying to make a shortcut across your map, I don't know what you might be doing, that's how you can remove hedges. And like I said, around the roadways, it does say that walls and stuff. There's a tiny little forest area here, can be purchased, but I will say that the forest areas are dense. There's a lot of forestry if you want to do it, but as you can see as we drive around the map, there is an absolute ton of fields as well. So if forestry is not your thing, it's not like sometimes you get forestry maps and it's just forestry and you get a couple of sort of token fields. This is 100% play it any way you want, you know, absolutely go for it. You know what, is it worth trying? Actually, we buy this. Oh, we do own this field, don't we? Go into build mode, go to remove. That's curious. I own this field to the right. That's what I bought. Why is it not allowing me to remove the wall? It does say that in the description. Okay. Didn't hurt to check. Okay, well, that's weird. Let's continue. We've still got quite a lot to get through. That being said, the stuff that we've got left, like I say, I'm not going to, you know, we don't need to deep dive into the factories. We can just go around and say, look, here they are. Some all the other plots. So, turning up here, I'm going to double check something just so I'm you know, I don't want to make a mistake and then, you know, I get letters. So, just up here, we've got sawmill. So that wood miser is just there. At the back, we've got the biomass heating plant, which is just there for dropping off various different items. That is a sell point, not a production. Some maps on FS22, they were productions. So let me just check something. If we go into our build mode here, and we go to factories, let's go down till we get to the wood miser, that one there. Yeah, so the base game one there does planks, long planks, wood beams with wood chip, but doesn't do prefab walls. But the modded one that CavalierRoy's put in, he says that one there, yeah, just prefab walls. I thought, am I going mad? Am I misremembering? Definitely not. So this should be, we purchase it. So that's now under purchase. There you go, prefab walls. So that has been added into the wood miser version. So that's your sawmill, biomass heating plant. I've got to make sure I'm paying more attention because I'm looking at my notes at the moment. Plot 56 is where we're heading to. That's the plot we purchased, and that is a sheep farm. I mean, it's a sheep field, I guess. I suppose you could call it a farm. It doesn't have a silo on this one. So just to our left, here we've got a couple of sheds. Just there, sheep field, sheep meadow, pasture. That will hold 2,141. We don't have any in there at the moment, but because it starts off at a 2,000 and it has been adjusted to fit the landscape, it means it will hold more than the 2,000. So that is almost a starting figure, but not a bad size. We are going to continue. I'm trying to remember the previous version of this map. I could have sworn when I did the map tour on the previous version of this, I don't remember having this roadway that ran around the back of here. So I seem to recall having to come from the main farm back across the river, doing all this down here, then coming back out to here and up. Like I said, I could be misremembering. But if this road has been added in, it does make life a little bit easier. I'm not going to lie. Or it might just be that this road was here, but there wasn't a bridge across, or it doesn't matter. Nice winding through the countryside. The hill areas are very much escarpment-esque. I wouldn't say rolling. The sort of the main map as you're looking out, we've got sort of rolling landscape. But all these raised areas are more, yeah, they are more escarpment-esque. If that's even a word, probably not. I've just realised time-wise I'm going to speed up. We've still got a fair bit to get round. So next turning on our left, just here, brings up to the grain mill. This is the modded one. Again, I'm going to have to double check this because I'm second guessing myself here. I'm not going to purchase it, but if we go into here, so where's our base game grain mill, the big one that we're looking at? That one there. So that hasn't, no, that doesn't show corn, does it? Or soybean on those recipes there. So no, so the grain mill has had those added in as crops you can turn into flour. Yeah, okay. I'm not losing it. At least not as bad as I thought I was. That's the grain mill that can be purchased. There's access to a lot of the forest areas up on these areas, so you can, you go up one level, then there's little trackways and that lead up to higher areas with forestry on. Again, if you want to do the forestry, you don't have to. No one's forcing you, Steve. No one is forcing you. I got messaged by Steve today. It was quite funny, actually. I know I just threw it out there. There's another channel I watch called Squidmar Miniatures, and they do it all the time. They do swear quite a lot on their channel. Don't know why I'm whispering the word swear. They do swear quite a lot. And I thought it was quite funny. I thought, you know what, I'm going to add that in when I do stuff. And a guy called Steve messaged me the other day and said, you know what, my wife and I, whenever you do that, I just chuckle. Well, he didn't say chuckle. He said, did he say it makes me smile? Paper mill is just here, standard paper mill. Cement works is just the left-hand side again, pretty much standard cement works. Preserved food factory is just to our right there. Now, interestingly, on the map, we get to here, so we've just gone past that. So there's our paper factory. Go on to there, we got a cement factory. That's weird, why is it not showing on there? Warehouse is... Oh, there it is, there you go. Preserved food factory. Now this bit, you can't go off there. It's off the map. But it has been added in. This is the harbour sell point. So that's preserved food factory. And off here, which is technically kind of off the map, we've got this, which is the harbour sell point. So something to be aware of. You get to here and you can't work out, because you can't come off the map with the cursor to click on it. But what you can do, the only way I found out, if you come down to here and you find one, because I thought that seems a bit peculiar, and I found something there. It says harbour. I thought, okay, well, it's got to be harbour, hasn't it? If you click tag place, then come back out to the map, that's flashing. So okay, that's how I knew. So that's the harbour sell point just there. Warehouse, pretty much like the one on Riverbend Springs and on Hutan Pantai. So your warehouse is just there for purchasing of palleted items. Oil mill is just there, and then we've already seen that does soy oil as well thrown in. And then we get our dairy here, which gives you the option for doing soy milk and yogurt as well if you purchase the dairy. That tower, you can climb that tower over the back there. You can go up the spiral staircase up into the tower if you feel like it. Why have I got it in my head? I was saying, oh yes, something about Steve. Yes, Steve messaged me. And he said, I always feel like I'm being told off by my favourite YouTuber, and it just made me smile. So I messaged back and I said to him, look, no offence meant, it's just supposed to be a joke. He said, no, absolutely. He said, it's really funny, I like it. And I did wonder when I started doing it, I thought, if there is anyone out there called Steve, I really hope they don't take offence. It is just a kind of, it's just supposed to be a bit of fun. Anyway, right, just thought I'd clarify that. Turning here, this was plot, was it 60? I think this was plot 60. So, at plot 60, let's come back to our map. So we went around, did all of that. We come back across the bridge, and we are now here. It was plot 60, wasn't it? So plot 60, that is a Farmer 500. Check notes. Yes, 500,000 litre standard crop type. Manure heap, shelters, barns and buildings, 2 triple garages, all empty, all our start machinery is at our main farm, but again, can all be removed if you want to. Then we have got our pig pens. This is the pig farm, and you can have 2,075 pigs in here if you wish. Nice big pig farm if pig farm is your thing. If it's not your thing, remove all the buildings and you've got yourself a plot of land to do with what you will. I do need to get into the habit of when I'm doing pens, especially like this, is if you decide to do it, put any trees, bushes, texturing, landscaping you want to do first, then build the pen around it. If you build the pen, then you get the area restricted message come up and you can't then put in the pen what you want to put in the pen. It's a weird way around of doing it, but it is unfortunately the way that it needs to be done. Great processing unit just to our left there. Continuing along the road, we come to the next section that we purchased, so the next farm. If we turn in here, and it is funny is when your brain clicks as well and says, hang on a minute, I'm sure I've done a map tour on this before, and my brain then suddenly remembered all the locations. Large silage camp just here, Farmer 500 silo just there, manure heap just to our left. This is quite a big farm actually, this one. We have got potential for, was this 360? I think this is a standard one. Yeah, 360 chickens just there. Cow barn just here, which will hold 109, so more standardised this one. Shed space, building space just there. Yeah, because the pen's not very big. I think it's a standard one. Over here, we have got pig pen for 280. Whoa. Oh, the back, more shed space. Bale and pallet storage for 250. Just there. What's the back of the pig pen? So forth. Have I missed a bale and pallet storage? Nope. Over the back here, horses at 16. So whereas our main farm is cows with chickens, this one has got pretty much all the animal types on it. So this is a more, you know, the other one was a pig farm. This is, yeah, a more generic. But again, if it's not your thing, sheep here, 2003 can be put in here. And this is the thing, isn't it? You know, I like it when it is in a way that you can remove stuff, because if you never do pigs and you buy a farm and you've got a big pig pen, you think, oh, I'd really, you know, the ability is just, you know, take it out, go for something else. It's not a problem. Don't stress it. Right. I did mention collectibles, didn't I? There are 25 collectibles. I haven't come across one yet, actually. I've got little notes all over my piece of paper. Demonstrate hedge cutting. Done that. What else? Oh yeah, talks about the cargo ship mod. In red, I've got farmers market. Yep, because I was worried I was going to miss that. I think we're good. I think we're okay. Just to our right here, was this the sugar mill? Check notes. Yeah, what's the sugar mill? Oh yeah, it says on top of the building, yeah. Sugar mill, so that's got the ability to do the yeast and stuff if you need that. I have to say, I really, really like that. I think that whole idea of having to produce the dough first and requiring those things to make dough, which you do, rather than just being flour makes bread, I think that should be base game. I really do. Small plot there with olives and grapes, so if you want to do a little bit of vineyardery, you can. We're going to go past here, but we are going to come back to it. We're going all the way out. So we are heading west. Not right along the bottom of the map, but not far off the bottom of the map. To our left, just down over there, we have got the, I think it's the potato factory, isn't it? Potato processing plant. Potatoes and various different oils to make, well, crisps. But potato chips, depending on where you're from. Which is just there. Like I said, I don't think there's anything changed on that. There's not anything additional. It's a good point, actually, because we can make soy oil, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't give you the option for that for the crisps. I'm pretty sure. We'll double check. Potato chips, sunflower oil, canola oil, olive oil. Yeah. Pretty sure. Right. Forestry all around us, and like I said, there's a lot of it. And a lot of forestry that's easier to do as well, that you can use tree harvesters. But there's a lot of other trees blended in and mixed in. As you can see, a load of trees to our left-hand side. We are going to head to the biogas plant now, which is up this side of the map, so up the western edge of the map. And then we're going to come back into the middle, kind of. It's the only way I can work out the route. Just looking to my bottom left to make sure I haven't missed it. I'm looking for a little turning on my left. Oh, easy tiger. Just here. So this brings us all up to the biogas plant, which should appear out of the forest momentarily. There we go. Like I said, that little plot at the back has got the 2 silage clamps. Once you've bought that little plot, you can remove one or both if there's a different silage clamp you want to put in there. Or if you're happy with them, leave them, not a problem. Now, I've always done on my map tours, can you buy the land on its own? If you buy the biogas plant, do you get the land with it? You know, which way around does it work? And like I say, I'm pretty sure with this one, I'm going to double check. Biogas plant's not too expensive either, 282,000. And again, as far as I can tell, fairly standard. You're getting the methane out as well, which the tankers will carry. But if we come to our map, oh no, it has built. Why am I could have sworn this kind of changed since I last got. Yeah, you get the land when you buy it. Ignore what I said at the start. If we're going to remove, you can remove it if you want to, and put in your own biogas plant. That is entirely up to you as well. So you do have the ability to do it here, or you might remove it from here and decide you want to put the biogas plant somewhere else. Again, you can move the silage clamps as well then and get rid of all of it. Use this for something else and have your biogas plant, yeah, somewhere more local to where you are. That's up to you. Back to the middle of the map. So I'll show you where we're going to go and I'll see you back there in a moment. So we came from there, took in the 2 farm areas. We come across the bottom here, down to potato processing. Up here to our biogas plant. If we follow the road around, it brings us back into the little village. But we need to go back along here and take that turning, which takes us up past these across the middle. And then that'll be, I think, pretty much everything on the map. I will apologise in advance if I've missed a pasture or anything anywhere. I don't think I have. But if I have, I do apologise to you, the viewer, and to CavalierRoy and Monkey Show Modding. If I have missed something, I am terribly sorry. So we have taken that turning and we are heading up the middle. There's a bridge here that takes you across to a forestry area, from one forestry area to the other. We come to the map. We are here. I think you access it over here somewhere. There's like a track, and the trackway runs up through this forest, and then there's a bridge that goes over to this area of forestry. It might not be the only way to get to it, but I was looking up thinking, oh, I wonder where that goes to. And the tracks they kind of wind all over the place. Like I said about the escarpment thing earlier. So coming up on the animal dealer, we have got our slurry buy points. We have got our manure buy point just there. Then we've got our animal dealer sell point just there, and our animal dealer trigger for the purchasing or sale of animals just there. So that's your animal dealer. We will continue to wind our way up. Put your foot down. Still think we need a handbrake mode. We can go into proper rally function. So gaining more elevation, we turn up here. Now that road there cuts right across the middle of the map here and brings you down to this bit. So we came round the back here and back up there, then we turned left, and when we did our map tour, the start bit, we came to the farmer's market there, but we went back and up to the main farm. If you follow that road along after the farmer's market, it brings you down to here, and this road cuts right across the middle up to where we are now, just to give you some idea of where we are in relation to other parts of the map. So the bakery here that does your pancakes, your brioche, the waffles, all the other stuff, and the dough, loving that. Absolutely loving that. I think it's brilliant. And then a bit further up here, just there, we have got our cooper. So barrel making, bathtubs, etc. is just there. And if we carry along here, we come to the big farmer's kiosk. Now, I don't know if that's the farmer is big or the kiosk is big. I think it's the kiosk. Big farmer's kiosk is just here, and this lies in the shadow of the castle, which is just up the top here. You can go up and visit the castle. I haven't found one. I'm not saying there are or there aren't, but potentially nice area for collectibles. Who knows? So castle up on the hill. We come out here and we can look out over the little village. The river is just down there, and that is the map, because we follow the road round. It brings us back down to here, which is right where the vehicle shop was, where we started. Again, I'm hoping I haven't missed anything. I'm sure it's, you can follow that route that goes all the way around the back there, and we've got a lot more forestry. I'm just looking at this there. I don't think there's any buildings or anything. I think that's the map. Like I say, again, apologies for the delay. I know people saying to me yesterday, if PlayStation Network's down, just do what you've got to do on PC. I'm a console gamer. That's what I do. Had PlayStation Network stayed down and if they'd have said, we've been hacked, it's going to be down for a month again, I would have had to. I would have had no option. To keep my channel alive, I would have had to. But it was one day, we're all good. That's Riverview Farm by CavalierRoy and Monkey Show Modding. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, as always, enjoy your Sunday. And thanks for watching.